Oh, holy night. Let's go post the link to this webcast onto the website so we can get in the web participants. Let's see, link to join, space, right click, paste, shift, highlight. Whoops, 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 whoops. Control Z. Get out quick. Oh dear. A bad thing happened here. Hold on. Control Z. There we go. Eek. Function, enter, edit, settings, open window, update, update. All right, let's see if that actually fixed the problem. All right. First few people in. I'm in a little bit early today. It's 12:59. We won't start for 6 minutes. If you're watching the replay of this, you can fast forward. I am going to make sure that the link works properly. And we'll probably ought to tweet this one too. Oh, Holy Night. Who doesn't want to know how to play Oh, Holy Night? Huh? Who doesn't? Everybody wants to play Oh, Holy Night. So we'll click here, and then you click here, and this little thing pops up, and then it says, "Do you want to share it on Twitter?" And you're like, "Yes, yes, I do." And then you type in the web address, https://jolly rogerukulele.com, and then you hit tweet, and there we go. Instrumental ukulele. We are making it happen. Let's see, close. Let me know if the sound is good. I've been dealing with some back challenges today, and so I'm up and down and all around. And anyway, Greeley's in, Lanny's in. That's all we need. Everybody else here is just for two. There's me, there's Lanny, and then there's a big chorus of everybody else. That's how it works. Vic, your tweets sound good. I'm killing it in the Twitter department. It's kind of fun. They added that into the YouTube. What I really need you to do is put in some stuff on the actual interface here where I can fix my mistakes. Like when I say it's made for kids, no, it's not made for kids, because then I don't get a chat bar if I accidentally miss that. I need to be able to go through and undo that. But once you start a stream, that's it. You got to go with it. But they let me tweet whenever I want, and God knows why. And what else can I? Let's see the others. You should see all the services. You can tweet. You can put it on Facebook. You can blog on Blogger. I think Blogger was still a thing. You can Reddit it. Remember, for a while, Reddit was, everybody's going to Reddit, and you can still do that. Tumblr. I haven't been to. I had a Tumblr. I don't know if I still have a Tumblr. Pinterest. Google bought Pinterest. That's why when you do a Google search now, all this Pinterest stuff shows up, and you're like, ugh, I stop it. There's something else here. It looks like a Russian thing. BKOHTAKTE. I can share there. LinkedIn. Maybe I should start flooding LinkedIn with ukulele stuff. Something called Mix. There's another thing called something HOK something a ... I don't know what that is. You can send it to your email. I don't know how that would work. Oh, it probably pulls up my email system. So yeah, you can really share. We could share this with the world. Whatever all those other services are, we could do that. I have some of those accounts, not all of them. Let's see, who else wanted in here? Vic is here. Fran, back again today. Fran was Southern California. Jack and Barbara are in from Illinois. Jack has decided that he's going to become a multi-instrumentalist. And Barbara's like, no, I'm going to tolerate ukulele. That's where I draw the line. And so glad to have you guys here. Clay is in from Northern California. I have my microphone set right here. This is the vocal one. Got to point on my face. Hopefully it's good. And then the little one is now, it used to be down there. Now it's here and it's pointed toward my ukulele. So hopefully don't listen to that one. This is where all the mistakes come from. This is where the bad ideas come from. This is where the mistakes come from. Let's see. Barbara is in. Good afternoon, Barbara. Barbara's a local here. Linda, thank you. I love today's song too. The fun part about it is I was messing around with it just a little bit ago. You can go a little dark glasses, 1950s. Ray Charles. You can go a little Ray Charles on it. I don't know if you remember in the movie about Ray Charles. He got in trouble for playing church songs at the Rock and Roll Club. You can do that with the whole holy night. I would just mess with it. Oh, holy night. And really get after it. It's kind of fun. And by the way, Linda, thank you for the suggestion of an acupuncturist. I am giving it some consideration. My back is definitely being a brat today and yesterday. So it was much worse this morning. It seems to have loosened up a tiny bit, but if it doesn't get better quick, I'm going to go have somebody stick some needles in it. Annie is in. She's a local. Kat's kind of local. She's about 4,000 miles that way. And let's see, Kari is in. Hey, Kari. Ria is in from Illinois. Ria, the Illinois crew is showing up strong, peeps. Good to see all of you guys. I don't know how many of you are in or near Chicago, but when you're at the house, what are you going to do, right? I guess we'll go put up with Gary. Elizabeth is in. That's our representative number 3 from the Weld County. Weld County is our rambunctious county here in Colorado. They like to do things different. So it's good to see you guys. Jacqueline is in. She's a local. Gary and Diane in from Southern Washington. Ready for some more Christmas presents. Guys, think about it. Christmas is coming up. Here's that. We'll talk Christmas about how to handle Christmas as a ukulele player coming up. Probably tomorrow we'll talk about it. Lindy is in. Elizabeth. Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, I know. I keep thinking it'll break up. I feel it feels better than it did yesterday. Well, it feels way better than this morning. This morning I was getting kind of sad. Red is in. Hey, Red. Marianne, just back from a neighborhood walk in the sunny and windy, warmish mid-Michigan day. Yeah, I was talking to Sandy earlier, and she says there's no snow up in Michigan yet. It's 55 degrees up there. So Michigan, what we're asking is that you have snow. Okay, we need you to be frozen. We need it to be miserable up there. We don't want Michigan to be one of those places you're like, gosh, I wish I could live in Michigan. Yeah, Michigan is supposed to be terrible. It's supposed to have gray skies and be frozen from about middle of October until the middle of April. You're not doing it right, Michigan. And Chris is in. She's local. Diane is in. That hour goes by so quick. Isn't it? It's funny. I always think, okay, I finished class on time. It's 10:50. I got 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden I'm late. I don't know what happens. Time does not work like you think it would. On the clock, it looks like this. Click, 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 click. But in reality, it's like bonk, 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 bonk. I don't know. Time. Time. Who thought that up? I never read what's his face's book on time. The physicist in the wheelchair. God, nothing sticks in here. Wrote a whole book about time and how time works. And I always, it's a weird thing to think about, It doesn't make any sense. Northern Chicago. Okay, Rita's safe. Cindy is in. Hi, Cindy. Oh, there's Sandy. There she is. Wait until tomorrow. Okay, wait until tomorrow. The snow will be here. Don't worry. We got it. We got you covered, Gary. Back for more beautiful music. Well, we got back for more music. We'll figure out if it's going to be beautiful or not, right? Hawking, Stephen Hawking. Well, I can't remember that. Yeah, I wrote a book on time. I didn't read it. Anybody read that book? I think I want to know. I want to know what he had to say about it. Let's see. Evelyn, hola, welcome in. Evelyn spent too much time with me today. She's probably sick of me. Kari, Kat, no, my smart friends. It's Stephen Hawking, you numbskull. Oh, I used to think that I was going to end up smart, but it didn't work out. Pauline is here. Kat, it was great. What an amazing, what an amazing. I mean, to think about how I don't know, even begin to how to conceptualize what it is. What is time? Or I was reading something on Google. I don't know, 6 months, a year ago, 2 years ago, who knows? They pointed the Hubble telescope into a spot in the sky. They thought there's nothing there. We're going to point it and take a picture of it. And then when they ran the Hubble telescope, not only was there nothing in there, but there was thousands of galaxies in there. And you're like, how the heck big is this thing? It's crazy how big it is. And then time, right? And you're like, all right, time, galaxies, universe, I'm out. I don't know. Too hard to think about. Oh, Holy Night. We're going to take a quick. This won't take us very long. This one's pretty straightforward. The biggest problem is page turns, right? We talk about this once in a while. You got a third page. Hate that. Dog ear it. You know those little sign here, sticky note things. Stick one of those on there so that you can reach up and grab that and turn the page. I try to keep music onto 2 pages, but it doesn't always work. And this is one of them that doesn't work. And my choice is to squish it down real small where you can't read it, which defeats the purpose, or go on to the 3rd page and you have to reach up, turn your page. And then the problem is then you got to turn it back to replay the repeat and do that. The song is set up to be played 3 times. To be perfectly honest, I wrote this originally in 2012 and I don't know if I've read the words since then. So hopefully they're close. Yeah, so that's what's going on there. We will play all the way down through measure 50 measures, and then come all the way back and do it all again, and then do it a 3rd time. Tomorrow we will not play this 3 times. We may not play it twice. We'll see how today goes. Chords, nothing out of control here, right? C chords. Oh, holy night, the stars are gently shining. It is the night of our dear G chord Savior's birth. Okay, and then goes on, blah, 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 blah. You have an E minor at 15. Make sure that you're getting that one. Shows up less often, but it is absolutely one of those ones where we got to get to often. You have G7 over at measure 19. A minors at measure 27. D minors at measure 31. Don't you love D minor? That's my favorite chord on ukulele. That's it. So basically, if you think about, you're in the key of C. How do you know that? Starts with C, ends with C, whole lots of C's in the middle, and some G7s floating around there. That's the other dead ringer giveaway. You've got C chords in here. D is a minor. Those show up. E is a minor. Those show up. F shows up. G shows up. A minor also shows up. So you have all of the chords in the key of C, with the exception there's no B diminished in here. And when you're studying music and you get to the diminished chord, you're like, I don't think I like those, and everybody else agrees. They're like, we don't like them either. And so the diminished chords, you'll see those in Tin Pan Alley a lot. They decided, yeah, we're going to spend the next 20 years coming to terms with the diminished chord. But for the most part, you won't run into a ton of diminished chords. And as you guys probably have figured out at this point, the diminished shape is a super cool thing on the ukulele, and because it's always the same shape and it never ever changes, and it doesn't show up until you're ready for it. And when it shows up, you're like, yeah, that's a cool place to put a diminished chord. So Oh Holy Night has none of those in there, but it's got all the rest of the chords in the key of C. So kind of a fun thing to study. Q says, spying on this hour, never connected with you last hour. You said, yeah, YouTube was fighting me, Q, and so glad you're here. This, to be honest, Oh Holy Night is easier than what we just did in the previous hour. So it is a nice song and a fun arrangement. Now, well, we'll talk about it, but don't sneak out till I talk to you about where we're headed. All right, let's play. I'm not going to sing it. You don't need me to sing it. Let's go through and play the melody. Let's just go all the way down and make sure we know how it goes. Okay, from the top. 1, oh, it's in 6, so we count in 2 and then we go 1, 2. Nice long note, measure 10. keep it going, then go. That's kind of cool, right? That you got to be patient, right? Don't rush it. Let the song come to you. We have a tendency, especially newer players, but even experienced players, we have a tendency to force ourselves onto that rhythm, speed it up, and kind of not respect those real long notes. And even I felt like as I'm playing that, I'm like, don't do it yet, don't do it yet, don't do it yet. Let the song come to you. Be patient with it. I'm going to show you a way to mess this song up at the end here, but to get it right, you got to just be really patient. Let those notes just develop. Your ukulele, because we don't have a ton of sustain, will have this tendency to die out, and you're like, what am I waiting for? I might as well get going. I think you do the song a disservice by rushing it. All right, so you know the melody, and so let's go through. There's almost, if I remember right, there's almost nothing to talk about in the tough uke line here, well, you can't. That's what we're going to do, Cindy. Don't spoil my thunder. Not really reggae, but you could. Let's walk through it. There's almost nothing to talk about on the tough uke. This is one of those that I would probably, if I were teaching, which I will be, Christmas on the ukulele, this would be one of the songs that I would put up at the top. Silent Night, First Noel, Silver Bells, Up on the Housetop, and Oh Holy Night, because they really cooperate with the ukulele. Okay, let's go through nice and slow. Just thumb the first time, then we'll talk about your options. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2. Let it ride. Nice long note, then go. So far, nothing too fancy there, right? Some decorative notes here. E minor. Okay, this is your B flat, but it's just on 2, right? So normally it's B flat's on 1. Now we have it on 2. Same chord shape. Grab the 3, and then 0 4 0. That's the one chord I hate on ukulele. 0 4 0. And then grab your E minor, and then 3, G chord, and then G7, G chord. You can tell there's a change in the feeling of the song right here, and not only it starts to go up the neck, well, not far up the neck, but a little bit, and you switch to a minor feeling. Big bar chord on 5, ring on 7. G chord with your pinky. Here's a little bit of jazz in here for you on accident. Bar on 5, melody notes on 7. Okay, so it looks normally we do this one, right? But now we're gonna do ring finger on 7, and then lose your melody note. C, D, G7, 3, 5, and then a nice C chord. Okay, and then you switch and go back again around. I was about to mention that. Here's Joyce doing, she's just one step ahead of me all the time. So, guys, you can tell right now I'm playing the song slow on purpose because as of yesterday, right, a lot of you have officially graduated to painful uke, and you're already thinking, I wonder if I could add in some extra notes here. That's exactly what Joyce is up to. Is you're having these moments, you're like, hey, well, I got a long note here. What if I did plunk plunk plunk, right? And that's when you're starting to figure out, I got this thing. I own it. Gary, I'm going to leave Gary behind because he's too slow. The idea is you've got this beautiful song, absolutely lush, can really just take this slow speed, will hold together really well. And so then yesterday we were working in 4/4, but now we're in 6/8. So maybe 6 feels like an awful lot of notes in there, right? 6/8 notes is too many, but you could certainly put in a dotted quarter note in on a regular basis, add in a little decoration here or there, and you're holding basic, regular, old, all-American chords, all British chords, all Canadian chords, whatever, wherever you're from, they're those chords. You can start using your other fingers to toss in a few extra decorative notes, and all of a sudden, wow, it really comes alive. So that's exactly what Joyce is doing. Is she's sitting there, plunk plunk, oh da da dum, ba da dun 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 dun, right, and adding that kind of stuff in, and it's now you're turning this very soft, beautiful, subtle, complex kind of thought process behind the song, and now you're turning it into an activity for you as a fingerstyle ukulele player to play it at a little bit higher level, and you can do whatever you think is fun. All right, I want to play through it one more time. I am going to pluck. We went through with your thumb, got this nice, beautiful thing. I do want to go through with a claw now and do exactly what we're talking about. And what I will do might be a little bit different than what you would do. And again, make sure you know who you are. Okay, if you're a singer and you want to sing this thing, you are studying those chords. You're thinking about arpeggio patterns in the chords. You're thinking about strumming with your thumb, possibly plucking, possibly doing you could do this. Oh, holy night. You can do that like a normal ukulele player. I don't think you should, but you could. And so you're thinking in terms of how do I best present the chords in relationship to my voice. If you're newer to ukulele and you're still getting your feet on, you're still trying to land on this crazy spaceship we're on, melody, right? Bum, bum, ba-dum. That's just beautiful, right? 0003, what? And all that music and just 2 notes. And then obviously most of you guys are at the tough uke level, which is what we just played. And it's a great chance for you to do that. And then a handful of you are ready to be taking the claw on and adding in extra you into the performance. Okay. So let's just do it as if it's the second time through, and as if it's the last time through. What they're supposed to. Can't imagine playing 150 measures of this, but you could. And then we'll go. We will skip the first ending and go into the last ending. Okay, this is our big moment. Here we go. 1, 2. It's in 6. A count in 2. 1, 2. Whoops. Yeah, that sounds bad. Let's see. So our arpeggio for an intro, exclamation point. Right? That's pretty typical with that song. So you see what was going on there, right? We went through, played with the thumb, sounds soft, beautiful, very nice. Go through, play with the claw, sounds maybe a little bit more classical, gives you a chance to maybe toss in a few arpeggio notes or a few chordal notes to just sort of fill out those long notes. And then so you got lots of choices of starting to build this vocabulary of who you are as a player. I give you here's your toolbox. Okay, that's my job. Here you go. You should do this. You should do this. You should work on this, this. And then at some point, you're like, I have all the tools. Now what am I going to do with them? And I think this type of a song is one of those where you could turn it into something really fancy. Now, I'm going to wrap it up here. We're going to have a short class today because I'm going to leave you to practice. But to Cindy's point, where was it? How about a reggae version? Just kidding, right? Oh, holy night, the stars were shining up, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum. Right? Okay, you can do that too with this song. Oddly enough. Now, would you want to do it? Nah, maybe not. Right? But find you inside of these songs, and that's a weird thing to talk about. You're like, I don't know, Gary. I just want to do what you put on the paper, and that's fine. That can be you. That's who I am. I'm like, I just want it to sound nice and pretty, and everything to be in its place. But you can take these songs. The one thing I used to have to chew on my more advanced players in the orchestra is stop doing it the way it's on the radio. Seriously, stop doing that. You're not doing it as good as they do it on the radio. You can't take a radio song and put it on ukulele and put it out for an audience. It's not going to work, right? Find a new way. Find a way that's you to do this. And I think not bad. Cindy's like, not bad. That was sort of a 1950s oh holy night. But the one thing that I think that we have luckily in ukulele is we have no repertoire. We have nothing. We have no songs that were written on this of any like substantial body of work that's written on ukulele that's worth playing. I've written lots of songs on ukulele. About 3 of them are worth playing. We have Aloha Oi. We have 5'2". That's our complete repertoire. And so we don't have any rules about how we have to go about doing things. And so you could take Oh Holy Night, any of these Christmas songs, speed them way up, try and see what happens. Slow them way down. Take Frosty the Snowman and play it as a ballad, and so be experimental, right? And that's the other reason why, part of the reason why I give you so many different ways of playing a piece of music on this piece of paper is hopefully hopefully give you all of the tools necessary to think it through, and then you come up with your own idea. And I will tell you the last story, because Kari's here somewhere. She was on we had a Beatles group in our orchestra, and for about 3 years in a row, they were just doing a great job, just really making everything really nice. And I finally said, okay, guys, you've fallen into a pattern of doing things a certain way, and it's starting to kind of all sound the same. You gotta stop that. You gotta push yourself. You gotta do something a little different. You gotta stop trying to sound like the Beatles and start sounding like you. And I think what it did was it hopeful. And what I noticed the next time was they had really come into and taken apart the piece and put it back together in a different way. And that's what I'm hoping you at this level of ukulele, where we can literally sit down with a piece of tablature and play it in all these different ways. And you guys are already thinking, oh, I'm going to be doing this thing to it, that you are at that level where you're starting to say, this really is just a recipe, and that we're going to turn this into a souffle, but we're going to add our own spices and do our own thing. And I think that's when you become a musician, I think is when you can take a piece of music and turn it into something else. And so hopefully that at least is a little bit inspiring for you. Cindy, not bad. Cindy, as soon as the pandemic's over, I'm going to just come and knock you out. Not bad. It was great. Let's see, Jack, how about Tiptoe Through the Tulips? Tiptoe Through the Tulips, oddly enough, we think of it as hours, but it's a symphonic piece that was meant as a movie trailer, and they've lost the entire movie. Somehow this happens. I don't even know how this happens. They spend all this money making this movie. Tiptoe Through the Tulips was written as a piece of music for a movie. The entire movie is lost, except, guess what? Tiptoe Through the Tulips. And guess what? In the original thing, we were used to Tiny Tim singing it in a falsetto voice. He wasn't kidding. That's exactly how it is. And go look on YouTube. You'll find it. The original cut, that's the only piece left of the movie, is this guy, and I don't remember his name, singing Tiptoe Through the Tulips in a falsetto voice. So Tiny Tim rolls along. He's not doing anything fancy. He's just doing exactly what the music is, exactly how it's written. The two things he did was he had a ukulele in his hand and he didn't really know how to play it. So he was just using a couple of chords. And then he's dressed up. These days we don't think anything of it, but at the time he had long, messy hair and this sort of crummy makeup on. And we were like, I don't know what that is, but I don't want anything to do with it. And so we got rid of the ukulele along with it for 25 years. And so Tiptoe Through the Tulips, while we think of it as ours, it's not ours. It's, again, another song we've taken from someplace else and put on this instrument. We think of Over the Rainbow as ours right now, but it's not, And so we don't have a repertoire with this instrument. So there's no reason to feel like we have to do it the way other people have done it. So push your creativity a little bit. I have a piano arrangement with triplets on the left hand and melody on the right. Would be a nice duet. Yeah. When we do Ave Maria, I will put out a melody and a tough uke. But really, what makes Ave Maria work is the arpeggio underneath it. Da 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 da. Na na na. No, there's not a ton in the melody, but this little doodly-doo underneath it, and it's really hard to do it as a soloist, but as a duet, it's pretty straightforward. So we'll be doing that. All right, a couple things we should talk about before we get out of here. We've had a tremendous group of list of music already. So you guys saw on there, I started a master list of all the public domain ukulele Christmas stuff. Now, some of the stuff I am working on with the 12 o'clock class. And today we did green sleeves, and I'm not doing that with you guys. I don't intend to do it with this class. So you guys got to go get that and look through that and be able to play it. It's not, again, oddly enough, it's harder to play than Oh Holy Night. I didn't mean it that way. I'm trying to give you guys a little bit more obscure, a little bit harder stuff and give them a little bit easier stuff, but that didn't work out today. So tomorrow we will for sure play O Come Emmanuel. We will play for sure Bring a Torch, Jeanette Isabella. We will for sure play In the Bleak Midwinter and Oh Holy Night tomorrow. We won't play all of the repeats on Holy Night. We will also be playing the E minor from my arpeggio book. You might want to take a look at it. It's got two skills back to back. I don't think I necessarily thought it through when I wrote it, but there are two skills back to back that kind of complement each other and kind of compete with each other. And so it'll be interesting to see how you guys pull that out and how you're feeling about that. And then after that, once we play those 5 songs, we will pick off of the list of Christmas music anything else you want to play. So we have Adeste Fidelis, Old Lang Syne, Away in a Manger. I don't know how many of those we can get to, but I want you guys to tell me which ones you would prefer to play over through there as we go through the day. And you're getting a nice songbook already, and we still have another 4 weeks of this at least to get through. So we will be doing lots and lots more Christmas music until you have a pretty decent booklet. You will let me put it this way: you will have the best Christmas book of anybody on the planet. Okay, a little bit of ego in my Christmas music. I really do think it's the best out there, and so if you find something better, let me know, and I will tell you you're wrong. All right, so there's that. Joyce, is the Bach Schubert, the Schubert version? We're doing Schubert. I'm aware of the Bach-Gounod version. Maybe I'll do. I don't know. I don't know if I'll have time to do both. I've done the Schubert. I've written out the Schubert version before. I don't remember. The Bach-Gounod version is popular on guitar, and I don't think I ever put it together. So I'll have to go check though. But I know which one. I know you're talking about that, Joyce. So I'm planning on just doing the straight Schubert version. Green Sleeves is awesome. Yeah, Green Sleeves is fun. We did that today in baritone and in intro to ukulele. So, Ellen, hasta mañana. You're right. Green Sleeves was hard to play. Yeah, I know. I didn't mean to do it that way. I should have given you guys Green Sleeves and them Oh Holy Night, but whatever. Let's see. Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. So the one I have written out is the Schubert version. But I'll double check and see. I don't think I've done the Gounod. Yeah, my back it feels a little better today or now than it did earlier today. Earlier it was getting pretty bad. Thanks, Kari. Yeah, go grab Green Sleeves. Worth working on. And they had a couple others this week too. You should look at. Thanks, Vic. Appreciate it. Red, you're welcome. Chris, thanks for all the music. Yeah, we're gonna keep it going, guys. We've done some pretty good music, and then tomorrow we can debate. We can talk about next week. I think Thanksgiving week. I think we ought to do we'll do at least Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll talk about what you guys want to do for next week. Lanny, good to see you. Kat, thanks. Jacqueline, Terry, you're all welcome. Critter, good to see you. Lindy. I think Lindy was on time, wasn't she? Or was she late? Linda, good to see you. Barbara, good to see you. Cindy, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, go home and practice, you guys. Clay, good to see you, buddy. Linda, thanks. Elizabeth, see someone. No, it feels a little better. I think I'll probably be all right. It just got a terrible crick in it. All right. Fran, good to see you. Lindy. I was totally on time. Sound like my high school kids when I used to teach them. You weren't on time. I was so on time, Mr. Yogurt. Oh, God. Remember those days. All right. Guys, have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you later. Bye. Thanks, Jennifer.